the IRS.
Well, 30 years later, and Homer's boo still rings true. The IRS apparently believed this week that the best use of their time was to wag their finger at thieves and burglars, telling them that they better report their illegal income or else. And if you'd hazard a guess that these reminders don't actually work, you'd be right. MarketWatch couldn't find a single tax professional who had ever heard from a bank robber concerned about their bags of cash pushing them into the next tax bracket. Joining me now to discuss this crazy story, Town Hall Managing Editor Spencer Brown. Spencer, you know, the IRS going after everyone all the time, including criminals.
Well, leave it to the IRS to turn something that sounds more like a parody or a satire story into real life and a real policy that they actually have and that they're working on there. And as far as I can tell, the only reason for trying to do this would be they're trying to scrape as much money and find as much extra tax revenue under people's sofas to pay for Joe Biden's ridiculous tax and spend agenda. You know, this just makes no sense for why they would be trying to get criminals to fall in line with IRS regulations. And there's that line about how taxation is theft. But in this case, the IRS has turned theft into taxable income, apparently.
I mean, nobody ever said that criminals were the sharpest tools in the shed, right? But the IRS is saying that if you've taken a bribe, you should report it on your tax return. If you stole something, you should report it.
Oh, I can't keep a straight
property.
face.
So my question is, if you're putting it on your tax return, do you then get some kind of deduction for the tools that you use to gain the income?
I wonder
Like, do you
if
get a
they can
deduction
write off
for,
selling
like, a
fake
ski mask when you rob a bank,
vaccines.
or a crowbar or something like that?
Yeah, I wonder what the deduction for a getaway car is. You know, I mean, it's the same ridiculous logic that you see from the gun control crowd, too. I mean, they think that putting another law on the books in order to keep guns off the streets is going to be followed by people who are already breaking the law in the commission of their crime, and somehow they're not going to use a gun that the federal government told them they can't have. It's just, it's ludicrous, but that's basically the MO for the federal government at this point. And to think that criminals are now going to be reporting their bribes, or they're going to be reporting the value of the goods that they've stolen this year, maybe in some of those smash and grabs you've seen popping up around
I got one of the IRS's mothers into prostitution, and I wonder if I can tax her off.
In order to collect tax revenue, in order to pay for Joe Biden or congressional Democrats' agenda. It's just not going to happen.
Well, this is, of course, the same IRS that Joe Biden and the Democrats want to give 80,000 additional agents, and regular everyday people can't get a phone call back from the IRS, but they have time to be writing about reporting stolen goods on your tax return that you're not going to file as a criminal.
No, absolutely not. I don't think criminals are known for adherence to IRS guidelines, among other things. Obviously...